Hello, everyone. I am Amber Carlton with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices Premier Properties. Thank you so much for joining me today to go over our real estate and lifestyle planning guide and how this affects you, why it's good to look at it, and to have a good roadmap on where you want your future to be. I do have Daisy on my lap if you haven't seen her yet. She's my little dog, and if I let her roam, she'll probably just start barking throughout the or throughout this segment. So if you see little fox ears stick up, that's what's happening. Um, yeah. So let's dive right into your real estate and lifestyle planning guide. I want this to be very interactive. So if you have any questions, please put them in the chat or in the comments below. I will be able to see those and then answer any questions you might have. So this is just what you would get. I would send you a copy of this, or we could meet in person and go over it. And it just is really good to go over all of the different things that you might have coming up in the future or that you would like to accomplish in the future, as well as it kind of gives a score to how important real estate factors in your lifestyle and what priorities you're going to want to put into your next or your first home, your next home, your right size home, whatever that might be. We even look at whether renting or homeownership is the best option for you during this walk of life. So here's just a little bit more about me. This would be in the packet, just going over different designations I've obtained to further my professional career as a realtor with the National Association of Realtors, different involvement I have in the Association of Realtors, as well as just some personal things. I enjoy golfing. I enjoy Daisy, who's on my lap right now. She's like my little baby. Yeah, so that's just about me. Going in here, we have a note from Warren Buffett. A home is one of the most important assets that most people will ever buy. Homes are also where memories are made, and you want to work with someone you can trust. He's very wise. He knows his stuff. So I thought that would be good to go over. Another thing to note just about Berkshire Hathaway in general, they want to bring value, not only to their realtors, but more importantly to the public, to their clients, and that they've worked on many different things. This is a huge, big investment that they researched and put together to provide value to people looking at real estate in their future. Another one is the luxury collection. A lot of research went into the branding, the colors, just coming up with a real item of value to set that apart, how they market globally. There's many things that Berkshire does that just really, really improve the thought process of their realtors as well as their clients, customers. It's amazing. So then there's a nice little welcome letter from Chris Stewart talking about the importance of developing a plan and why looking at this every 1 to 2 years is a very good thing to do. Moving right along. Oh, let's go back the other way. Bear with me. So this is a fairly decent sized packet, although not a lot, but many of the things in it might not apply to everyone. So then we just get into getting started, right? So there's your cover on getting started. We will next look at just kind of generations, how different millennials or Gen Xers, baby boomers, traditionalists, how it is going to factor into where you're at right now in the process, what your needs are. So it just breaks that down a little bit. And at any age, it's always good to read a little bit more about what are some characteristics of a millennial? What are some characteristics of a baby boomer? It's just kind of how you were brought up, you know? And what you've been through is going to factor into how you react and what importance levels are on different things. So this is just really good information that's nice to look over. And it gives a little insight to your current situation too. And you could be like, yep, that makes sense. That's me. Okay, no two people have the same lifestyle needs or financial situation. That's why the Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Network of real estate trusted advisors helps you determine which lifestyle factors are most important when making your future real estate decisions. Think of this as a first step on your journey to enhance your lifestyle. So, this is not just about real estate, this is about where are you at? Where are you going? Where do you want to be going? Because once you've got that roadmap, it makes things so much easier to break it down into how to get there. And the adjusting at every 1 to 2 years, your lifestyle changes. Maybe you have children now and you didn't before. Maybe you thought you would and you don't. So just looking at it from every angle is really nice to do, and it keeps you on the right path. Get to the next slide here. So some of this will be going into questions too, and we're not going to go over every single question that you would be more than able to do once you get the packet, or if you wanted to sit down and go through this. This is just going to walk you through the 4 steps, and each step has a little bit of a different section and different questions to go along with it. So step 1, you're determining your lifestyle needs and goals. Step 2, you're reviewing your lifestyle options. Step 3, you're formulating what you want those goals to look like. And step 4, you can develop that lifestyle plan. It is about a 38-page booklet. Once again, some of these won't cater to everyone. There will be a section in the future regarding moving with pets. If you don't have pets, skip right through it. There will be one regarding moving with children. If you don't have children, skip right through that. If you do, there's a lot of useful information on there that makes transitioning very, very nice and handles maybe some anxiety issues with pets or children to make that a smoother process for them. So determining your lifestyle goals and needs, first section here. And you're really just asked questions. It gives you a little key on 1 to 3. How strongly do you agree or disagree with this? And at the end of all of these, there will be a tally. And it will it'll give you like a guide to say, okay, 0 through 20, I'm not that motivated by real estate. More than that, I am. Once I find that here, I will walk you through it a little bit better. A little bit small on my screen, so I apologize in advance. Either way, I'm sure you get the gist. Yep, right here. So 42 through 66, you are strongly motivated by real estate. You know, maybe you want to be living next to water, maybe living close to a certain school or close to restaurants, live entertainment, anything like that might be a motivating factor. And factoring into that 42 through 66. If you're less than 19, then real estate doesn't play as big of a factor into your lifestyle decisions for the future. All of that is good to know for how you are planning out your future. So that is the first section. And once you dive into it, I'm sure you could cruise through that pretty quick. Okay, going into the second section here, review your lifestyle options. You're going to have more questions here that are going to help you determine the same type of thing. You know, what is important? Is it the schools? Is it being in an area that has a golf course. And here we break into that renting versus buying. What is going to be better for you in this situation, in this walk of life that you're in right now? It's really just insightful for anyone. I would recommend it. Like first year in college, all the way through the end. And then it lays out the different benefits. What's a benefit of renting? What's a benefit of homeownership? It's not always going to be the right time for someone to own a home. Move up markets. How is that going to impact you? And we've got all of this content on that. And if you start reading into this and you're like, that's just not where I'm at right now, cruise right past it. This doesn't have to be a huge time consuming thing for you to do. It's just good to be aware of where you're at and where you're headed so that you get to meet those goals. Okay, so right sizing. Once you hit that level, what does that look like for you? Is your house too much at that point? More of that, all of the information on how that benefits you. And um, when you're thinking about it, what are some things you want to consider? So you can see that each of these is going to factor toward a different genre a little bit. And as you change, as you grow, you're going to want to re-examine it to see where you fit in now and what's going to speak to you. Are you moving with children now? There are some really good items on here, like when to tell your children. How I know there was a lot on dealing with the anxiety that they face and how to make that less. How could you get them more excited about that new school and when to involve them or when that might not be the best decision to do for your family? Wrong way. Get there. Okay, we already saw that. Sorry, I've got like 37 little pieces down here to just walk you through it. Um, do that too. Just on to the next section by now. I think we are. Thank you for bearing with me here. Yep, we are. Okay. Next section here. Oh yeah, it even goes into like exercise and how that factors in. You know, do you want to live close to a park or a trail, or is that not very important to you? Okay, determining your lifestyle goals and needs. Once again, if you guys have any questions on anything I've gone over or just how it's helpful, why to do it once a year, once every 2 years, just let me know. The chat is open. Comment below. Happy to answer your questions. I know it's kind of a lot to look at. That's why I wanted to go over it on here to let you know you don't have to read every single line. Just kind of see if that section applies to you. And if it does, take the time to read through it. And if it doesn't, skip over it. Or maybe it might apply to your mother or something. So you'd want to give that section to her or have her reach out and get her own lifestyle plan guide to go over that to come up with what's best for her. Everyone's going to be different. Okay. Here we go. So now we're diving a little bit deeper into, maybe your apartment was 900 square feet and it was just way too small. Or maybe your last home was 4,000 square feet and it was just way too big, and trying to find those happy mediums on what do you really want that property that you're looking at in the future to be, whether it's a rental or a home. What do you want it to look like? Keeps kind of jumping me around down here. So sorry, I'm all over the place a little bit. That one. Okay. Okay, multi-generational and special needs. This is very important. Clearly, if you have your parents living with you, or maybe your children still living with you at a later age, how do you accommodate that? If you have um, someone who's handicapped with you, how are we going to accommodate that? What are things that you need to be looking at? Maybe we need a Rambler, slab on grade home to make that the best livable situation for everyone. Or maybe a 2-story would work great with having handicap accessible on the main and a nice bedroom there for that member of the family, and then the rest of the house for the other members of the family. There's going to be options to look at, but just thinking about those things is really smart to do. Staging and merchandising your home. This is really great to just read the difference between merchandising and staging. I thought that was very intriguing. So read through that. You want to actually market your home. So, of course, depersonalizing and decluttering, but there's a key difference between merchandising and staging. And gosh, I'm going to see if I can read it really quick here. It's just a little smaller on my screen. Yeah, we decorate our homes based on what we like. But when we want to make our home sellable, that's when we're making it more merchandising. You know, we want to cater it to what we think that buyer wants, not our needs and our taste for decorating. I thought that was really great too. It was a nice way to say it. So something cool to consider there. And then we're going to go into step 3, formulate our goals. Different things to consider when you're looking at that. You know, what are different things to consider from everything else you've looked at when you're formulating your goals for your future? What are your priorities? What are not priorities? So maybe real estate in and of itself isn't a huge asset to you. Maybe low maintenance, whether it's a condo, a townhouse, or just a rental, is more of an advantage to you. Just really thinking about where you're at right now, and then down the line, how that's going to factor in. That's what this entire thing is all about. Another thing that it gets into too, before we get into step 4, is thinking about investment properties and how that might factor in. Whether it's a lake home that has a vacation rental by owner, VRBO, for an option to bring in some additional income, or whether it's growing your portfolio. Another really good thing to think about too when you're thinking about lifestyle and planning and real estate and how that factors in is maybe you have children who are a sophomore and junior in high school and they're planning on going to NDSU or Concordia. You might want to look at, especially with where interest rates are right now, purchasing a property close to the college for them to go to school in and paying down that mortgage. You could either keep renting it out after they're done with college or sell it for a profit versus just them going and renting an apartment somewhere. If you have those capabilities, that's a really smart way to start growing that portfolio in real estate. So just different things to consider. It really does cover all of these things that I'm talking about in the content. Just don't want to read it to you line by line. That would be completely boring. So when you are looking through it too, just pick out those things that pertain to you at the time. Okay, so this is really great. So you can put down what are my short range goals? When do I want to have that accomplished by? What are my mid range goals? When do I want to have that accomplished by? And you guessed it, once I can find it, it's going to ask, what are our long range goals? When do I want to have that accomplished by? Maybe I definitely want to own a lake home of my own within the next 10 years. What date do I want to have it by? What are features that I really want to have in that home? And then I should be looking at this every 1 to 2 years. Is this still realistic? Is this still going to meet the needs of my family? Do I want to make it larger? Should I make it smaller? Is it still just Daisy and I, or is there more people to accommodate into this? So yeah, that pretty much walks us through everything. The end of this has some contact information for your real estate advisor, your real estate attorney, your financial advisor, your mortgage lender, your electrician, general contractor. This, I think there's like 2 pages, and we have really great contacts too. So if you wanted any handyman numbers or anything like that, plumber, roofer, all of that, we can help you fill that out if you would like to just have that. We also have a concierge list that we would be more than happy to email you with trusted professionals that we've worked with, had good experiences with, that we have available to you. That's another reason to work with a professional real estate advisor, a forever agent, to keep you in the know on who got back to you. Sometimes contractors just don't call you back, and that's just life. So if you get with good, trustworthy people and you can pass that information on, it's just so beneficial to everyone involved. And then lastly, it just talks a little bit more about Berkshire and about why we want to have forever agents. And Daisy, pipe down, girlfriend. And that is it. You made it through. And it only took us like 20 minutes. And that was pretty in depth compared to what you would do. I mean, it's going to take you a little bit to answer the questions, but they're not big head scratchers. They're more so like you could answer them pretty fast, I'm guessing. Does this motivate you or doesn't it motivate you? It's just good to look at. Good value, good to have. Oh my gosh, she is hilarious. She's just growling for no reason. Sorry about that. Anyways, if you enjoyed this, if you took some value away from this, please let me know. Just tell me in the comments below or like this post. If you want more information, I'm going to be trying to focus much more on bringing you value however I can. Oh gosh, you would think it's a Monday morning, not like a Friday morning, but thank goodness it's the weekend, right? Okay, reeling it in. Here's how you can connect with me. You can follow me on all of the social medias. Primarily, it's amber.realtor. You should be able to find me pretty easy. So thank you again so much for taking the time to tune into this live. I will keep it recorded and share it everywhere. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you want one of these. I can email it to you. I can mail you a printed copy if you don't have a printer to fill out, or we can meet in person and kind of go over it. Totally free service. It's always good to know where you're going, right? It helps you get there. Anyways, enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Thank you guys. Take care.